I think Toy Story is one of the best films ever made. As far as hot takes go, that's sub-zero. But what if I say that I prefer it to Toy Story 2? Alright, there you go. There are the pitchforks. I watched Toy Story every single day when I was 5. The beating that this VHS took is a testament to my obsession. I watched it so many times that I memorized sections shot for shot and would play it back in my head on road trips. There was nothing quite like it for me. This one, contained, 94-minute experience that was utterly captivating. And the thing that I loved the most about it was Woody. Other kids were running around yelling "to infinity and beyond," and everybody loved that Toy Story 2 video game where you play as Buzz and Andy's basement is a biohazard. Not me. I was a Woody stan. Toy Story gets a lot of praise for being mature for a kid's film. It deals with complex themes like jealousy and self-worth in a way that's fairly unique for the medium. The brilliance of Toy Story is that despite these complex themes, it still resonated strongly with kids. Every kid in America had a Woody and a Buzz. A lot of kids' media underestimates children and talks down to them. There's an assumption that they can only handle stories about good-natured heroes overcoming adversity with the power of love and friendship, learning a cookie-cutter moral before the credits roll. Be yourself, love yourself, trust others. These films aren't bad, except the last one, but Toy Story stands out amongst them. When's the last time a Disney hero knocked a well-intentioned dope out of a window? I think Toy Story works because it's relatable. Thinking back on why I loved it so much as a kid, this is what stands out to me. Both this relatability and the uniquely complex themes in Toy Story come back to Woody himself. Let's go back to the beginning. Any Toy Story fan worth their salt knows about the Black Friday reel.
It's, it's bad.
This thing is painful to watch. Context. Disney was impressed with Pixar's short films, especially the Academy Award-winning Tin Toy. You know, the one with the demon baby. They asked Pixar to flesh the concept out into a feature. At various stages of development, the guys at Pixar had to meet with the producers at Disney to keep them updated on the project. Disney had a number of demands creatively, and the production was troubled, to say the least. The Black Friday reel was a breaking point. This is probably the most uncomfortable 2 minutes of animatic footage you'll ever see. I am not joking. The tone is miserable. Woody is a giant asshole. He takes a dump on Slinky and makes Mr. Potato Head look like a hero. That's crossing a line.
If it wasn't for me, Andy wouldn't pay any attention to you at all. In fact, my sketchy friend, you would have been hauled away to Goodwill a long time ago, so shut your mouth and get them off the bed. Do it. Now, Slink, or I'm throwing you off.
You're going to have to throw the two of us off.
Even Tom Hanks thought Woody was a dick. And he is Woody. Disney hated it so much, they killed Toy Story. Thankfully, Steve Jobs brought it back with his Apple necromancy, and Jobs handled the relationship with Disney and left the creatives at Pixar to their work. They steered away from this train wreck. Woody was toned down, and the movie we know today was hammered out. But this line on the Wikipedia page is troubling to me. The Pixar team came back with a new script 3 months later, with the character of Woody altered from being the tyrannical boss of Andy's toys to being their wise and caring leader. Did we watch the same movie? This is the crux of Toy Story to me. Woody is an unapologetic asshole. The artist formerly known as Lasseter sought out Tom Hanks precisely for this reason, saying he has the ability to take emotions and make them appealing, even if the character, like the one in A League of Their Own, is down and out and despicable.
And you know why?
No.
Because there's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball!
Woody isn't Black Friday bad, but he's not a role model. Woody is kind of an anti-Disney hero. Unlike the generous Aladdin, curious Mowgli, hopeful Cinderella, or friendly Winnie the Pooh, Woody is jealous, abrasive, impatient, aloof, conniving, arrogant, and insecure. Remember, this was before the likes of Shrek intentionally lampooning the Disney model. Woody has deep-seated character flaws. More than anything, I think Woody is childish. That's why I related to him as a kid. His attachment to Andy, his insecurity, and his whininess remind me of a bratty child. You've Got a Friend in Me plays at the beginning of the film, sung by the inimitable Randy Newman, who should never be left in a room with Danny DeVito. It's a song sung by Woody to Andy. It's about unmatched adoration. None of them will ever love you the way I do. And unending love. It's our destiny. If Woody loves Andy enough, then they'll be together forever. When you're a kid, you want your parents all to yourself, and you think they'll be with you forever. That's pretty much Woody. There's something very unhealthy about a toy's devotion to its owner. Woody's self-worth is tied entirely to how much Andy plays with him. Eventually, Andy will grow up, and Woody has to grow up too. This ends up being the narrative arc of all 4 films, but Woody takes his first step in the first film. That Wikipedia page says that Woody is no longer a tyrannical boss, but Andy's room in the beginning of Toy Story is a portrait of hell. That might be an exaggeration, but toys live under Woody's iron fist. The sheriff is an unelected dictator, installed into his position by a divine popularity contest. He is Andy's favorite. The Toy Society of Andy's room is a theocracy, like Iran. Woody is the Ayatollah. He was chosen by God. Woody bosses the other toys around. He's abrasive, short-tempered, and uninterested in his subjects' affairs. I don't see a caring leader. Woody does not give a shit about the other toys. All of them are worried they'll be replaced by the gifts at Andy's birthday party, and Woody hits them with some toy platitude.
It doesn't matter how much we're played with. What matters is that we're here for Andy when he needs us. That's what we're made for, right?
Mr. Potato Head, the free-thinking revolutionary of Andy's room, correctly calls Woody's fault here.
I'm not worried. You shouldn't be worried.
Of course Woody ain't worried. He's been Andy's favorite since kindergarten.
How could he sympathize? He doesn't know what it's like to be afraid of being replaced. His opinion is informed by a position of privilege, and he's a poor leader because he lacks empathy. He only begrudgingly sends the troops down on recon. Buzz's arrival serves to bring out the worst in Woody. Woody has been greatly wronged. He's a cuckold. Well, not really. Again, the one whom I adore is Andy because he's starting to play with Buzz more. As a kid, I was 100% on Woody's side. I hated Buzz. Woody was there first. He was Andy's favorite. Buzz is delusional and obnoxious. I think there's this childlike sense of fairness to Woody's anger. I related to that. Woody didn't deserve to be cast aside. His life would be better without Buzz. Just because he's cool doesn't mean he's better than Woody. Woody is miserable. Most of the humor out of him comes from his inability to lighten up. Woody is the long-lost Kardashian brother.
What I said to you was rude and I wasn't even being serious, so I said I'm sorry for that, but you're the most entitled person on the planet when you work the least, that's what I'm saying.
Woody's attempted homicide is a moment of weakness in the establishment. The revolutionary Mr. Potato Head, who I feel comfortable identifying as a Che Guevara type, seizes the opportunity to overthrow the bourgeoisie by exposing their crimes.
Wait, he's saying that this was no accident.
What do you mean?
I mean, Humpty Dumpty was pushed by Woody.
What?
I think there's, again, a childlike fairness to Woody's plea. He didn't mean to knock him out the window, but obviously he set up the dominoes. Violence will get you nowhere. Except Pizza Planet. But even when the plan works, Andy is miserable.
Honey, just grab some other toy. Now come on.
Okay.
Ouch. If I were Woody, I'd let that 18-wheeler run me over. He ends up making Andy miserable for his own selfish needs. And Woody ends up lashed to Buzz for the wrong reasons.
I can't show my face in that room without Buzz.
He's happy to see him because it means he won't get the noose. What is capital punishment for a toy? The world of toys is quite dark. We see toys who are 100% sentient, blown to pieces, drowned, pulled apart, decapitated, flattened, gored, and maimed until they can no longer speak. Sid's house is actual toy hell, and Woody acts exactly like the hero he is. Even frightened and begging for help, he has a pathetic macho complex.
Another step like that, cowboy, you're gonna get us killed. Don't tell me what to do. Shh.
That's probably my favorite line in the movie. Without Woody around, the revolutionaries have devolved into decadence. Mr. Potato Head is seemingly no better off. Illicit eroticism and gambling runs rampant. What was the promise of a better toy society has devolved. The capitalist pigs have found a way to generate wealth in the absence of the ancien regime, exploiting the starry-eyed revolutionaries for their property in the name of communist nationalization. Maybe this is what Potato Head envisaged. He fights to keep Woody away. Sick. Trapped in a psychopath's crate, he finally decides to be honest for once.
I mean, I mean, what chance does a toy like me have against a Buzz Lightyear action figure? All I can do is...
There's a snake in my boots.
Why would Andy ever want to play with me when he's got you? I'm the one that should be strapped to that rocket.
Character development.
When Woody talks Buzz up, he's honest about his insecurity, and I think he rationalizes his jealousy towards Buzz with his love for Andy. It helps him to recenter and see what's right. But stick a pin in that.
Woody's redemption is multifaceted. He grows a lot in devising a plan to save Buzz. He fulfills the role of a leader to the mutant toys, and a good one at that. Instead of worrying about himself and brushing the rest off, Woody considers the concerns of the majority. In the process of saving Buzz, Woody leaves Sid's room a better place than when he found it. The mutants are saved the torment, and Hannah's toys will never again be decapitated. Who am I kidding? This is what happens to Sid's toys immediately after Woody and Buzz fuck off. Sid's so happy to see his toys thrown out that he becomes a trash man himself. How's that for an origin story? Woody finally completes his arc as he's hanging off the truck. After almost killing Buzz in a ploy to become top dog again, after pulling every trick he can to get back to Andy and go back the way things were, his love for Andy isn't selfish or possessive anymore. It's not about Woody. He wants Andy to be happy, and he knows that Buzz makes him happy. Remember when Woody made Andy miserable for his own selfish reasons? Not anymore.
Take care of Andy for me!
If Buzz makes Andy happy, that's good enough for Woody. But Buzz goes big damn hero and saves him anyway. The best part about Woody is that he never stops being Woody. He grows into a leader, he makes sacrifices for Andy and Buzz, but he's still not a saint. Far from it. Even in his finest hour, Woody's a huge dick. He shoves the toys aside, kicks RC off the truck with a boot to the face, he barks orders, he grabs before explaining or thinking. What does he do when he thinks he's lost? A rousing speech? No! He breaks down into a blubbering mess in the middle of the road like a kid throwing a temper tantrum. This is so iconic that they made it the Game Over screen on the SNES game. By the way, quick side note, where is RC's remote? Here 1 minute, gone the next. It doesn't appear until the next movie. I saw this mentioned on a couple of old forums online, but I still feel like the majority of fans missed this. I was shocked. I only noticed like a year ago.
Yo, guys, you forgot the remote.
I just lit a rocket. Rocket
Guys?
Rip RC, I guess. Maybe he and Sid's toys can do a Mad Max thing. That'd be dope. In a last-ditch gambit to maintain the gains of the revolution, Potato Head attempts to ingratiate himself with the ancien regime as it is revived before his detachable eyes. No amount of bootlicking will save him now. Woody knows what he did. The revolution is dead. The snake is not in his boot, but staring him down. The upstart Spud is dispatched by Woody's deft hand. After the happy ending, You've Got a Friend in Me plays one more time over the credits, but this time, it's a duet. It's not Woody singing to Andy anymore. It's Woody and Buzz singing together. Equals. Friends who can always be there for each other. It's a satisfying bookend to the film.
If you like this video, please let me know. I love animation and talking about it. I hope to do more video essays just like this. Take care.